Good morning. Steve here from the Worley Bugger. It is July 27th, end of the month. Give you your latest Yakima River report here. As you can see, the river is plumb full. So we're at the height of the irrigation season now. So the river will continue to operate at full volume. You're gonna see this for the next probably three and a half weeks, and then you'll start noticing when you watch the gauging stations, you'll see the river start to gradually drop, probably somewhere, around 300 to 500 cubic feet a day. And then that will continue on into the holiday weekend in September. And then after Labor Day, once our river hits below 1800, we will be in fall flows, and the river will become easily wadable, and we'll be super busy. It's September, October, and those first parts of November that are really prime months. We get just absolutely fantastic hatches, aquatic bugs happening. So I'll get more into that in just a few minutes, but as you can see, we got these high volumes, so you're not going to step out into this and do very easily wading. There are some places, if you're adventurous, like I've told you before, that you can do it. The main thing is looking for corners, looking for islands that break up main stem flow. Those will allow you to get in kind of like right straight across. I don't know if it's going to show up very well in the video, but that's an island. There's a braided channel going back behind there. So a lot of times when our river is filled to the brim like this, our trout will utilize those braided channels, get out of this big flow and sit in there and feed. Less energy, still same amount of bugs coming down through there. But that being said, this amount of water in the river, you have to really be careful this time of year. Multiple drownings this past weekend. Sheriff's rescue team was out, recovering, and also, we're dispatched for several river rescues, even in the upper. Aaron was involved in one of them in the upper river. So you gotta, if you know somebody that's coming to the river, to float, do the giggle thing, it's absolutely fine. The river's for everybody. Make sure that they're gonna be safe. Make sure they're floating in something safe, and make sure they're going to a section of the river that is safe to do that. The upper Yakima River around Clay Ellum, through the Farmlands, not a safe place to be, with all these braided channels, lots of root wads, all kinds of debris in the water that is going to cause you problems when you're just floating without any control. So heads up on that. Spread the word. Everybody, be safe. Live to fish another day. Let's touch on bug activity right now. So we're at that time of year where not a lot of aquatic hatches happening, really. We just got through a major heat wave, temperatures around 100 degrees. So when we see that, not a lot of aquatic bugs really hatching until, late in the evening. You'll hit some sporadic caddis that are hanging around in the brush. So as you can see how thick the brush gets here. We get those warm temperatures. We get all of our terrestrial bugs that start moving towards the water. Hoppers, of course, ants, beetles, our attractors. You know, just kind of a fun time of the year to really learn how to fish the river, you know, in big volume. Use lots of fun patterns, searching patterns where trout are holding. You know, and the fishing has been just on point, just stellar. Very, very, very good fishing. Let me touch on the bugs real quick and what's going to be happening, what you can expect in the month of August. Again, it's going to be big time terrestrial fishing with all your hoppers, so get to tying or buying. And then you can see, I'll zoom in here, on the bridge piling there, you can see the stonefly nymphs that are already crawling up there. There's been reports of short-winged stones already showing up, the males. So that hatch gets massive. It's our biggest stonefly hatch for sure on the entire river. And that will explode in September when the river drops and we'll get the big females and the males together. And that's a great time. So have your stonefly nymphs, size 8s and 10s. Browns and tans are great colors. Same as the adults. Thing that's going to be happening is cranefly larvae. Kind of under the radar bug on the river. Just people just in the last several years have kind of started to get into it and know about it. But our cranefly fishing in September is some of the funnest fishing that we do. We're skating big craneflies, but right now have your cranefly larva, which everybody knows as, you know, the girdle bug from back in the day. A lot of people call it a Pat stone. I don't know who Pat is, but the girdle bug was originated back on the Beaverhead River by Al Troth back in the day. Late 50s, early 60s, and the reason why, cranefly larvae. The Beaverhead and the Big Hole in Montana are full of craneflies and cranefly larvae. Big, big larvae. And because there was no wall of rubber legs for him to choose from, he robbed his wife's girdle and stripped the elastic out of it to make the rubber legs, and hence the girdle bug. So, and that fly got super, super popular, and then works great. You know it, everybody's fished it. And like a lot of kind of classic patterns, it kind of fell by the wayside, and then somebody named Pat tried to reinvent it. So know where I stand. I love the classic history of fly fishing and fly tying, and if you're into it, you know what I'm talking about. Beautiful weather, so the terrestrial activity will be hot and heavy, and then we'll start to see some mayfly action as we progress further into the month. So we got some killer fishing coming up. So if you want to get out with us, you give us a call, get your dates on the books. We got thing to come be on staff this fall with us. Got years and years of experience, and they'll be able to show you a great time, show you really the splendor of Yakima River fly fishing in the fall. So if you have any questions, give us a shout out. We'll be happy to help you at the pro shop. Stop by. Whatever you need, full service. And everybody hang in there, have a great weekend. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next week.